All right, hello everybody. My name is Nate Jones. I'm the owner of Wexford Insurance, and today I am talking about excavating businesses, excavators, and what type of insurance do excavating companies need prior to doing anything. So you're starting out, or whether you're an existing excavating business, making sure you have the right coverage is of the utmost importance. So before I start into that, I would recommend that you work with an independent agent that can get you on a package policy, which basically means that one insurance company can write most of, if not all, coverages for your business. That allows you to have to only pay one insurance company, and you don't have to scramble and find 2 or 3 different insurance companies for a claim. You're calling one number and they're dealing with all of it with one carrier. So what type of coverages do you need? The first coverage that I would say that everybody has when they start an excavating business is auto insurance. It's commercial auto insurance for your trucks, your dump trucks, your tractors, if you have a tractor trailer where you're pulling the excavator on, any trailers, and anything that's on the road and road legal with a license plate. That's what you're wanting to insure. That's the number one thing at the beginning is you have all this, you're buying the autos to transport the equipment. You need that. So if the vehicle is over a certain weight limit based on your state, you may need a Form E filing, which is a state filing in your specific state. It may be different. Usually it's around 26 to 30,000 pounds over that weight limit. You're gonna have a filing. So you wanna make sure that your insurance company that you're paired with can actually make a filing for you. If you're crossing state lines, and let's say you're gonna use those dump trucks partially for hire, you're gonna use them for your business, but you might do some loads on the side to make some extra money. You're gonna need a federal filing if you cross state lines. So if you live on a state line and you're going over and you're transporting over that state line, you're gonna need that federal filing, other known as an MCS 90. Make sure your insurance company can do that, because some of them can do Form Es, but they can't do MCS 90s. If you have any questions about that, just comment below or reach out to us. We can always look into that for you. The next coverage that you need is coverage for your equipment. And it's called inland marine coverage. And this is generally under the property policy, but this coverage basically covers your excavators, front end loaders, any machines that are equipment that is not road legal, but you're using to move dirt, clear lands, demolition, septics, anything like that you're using to do that, a skid steer, anything like that, you're covering that equipment on the inland marine policy. Basically, you have to schedule that equipment, you need serial numbers and the value of it. So for something that equipment were to get stolen, destroyed, or anything were to happen to it, it's covering that, and it covers it anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world, depending on the policy. On that same coverage, you need to insure your tools. So if you have any tools, anything that you're bringing to the job site, and let's say you guys go take lunch and you secure it, but for some reason they get stolen or anything like that, you're gonna wanna insure your tools and any other equipment. Also, if you are installing anything, let's say you go buy something from somewhere and you go to the job site and you install it, there's called installation coverage, where while you bought the piece of equipment that you're gonna install, whatever it is, underground or anything like that, if it's damaged on the course to that installation, it will pay for the coverage of that specific piece of equipment that's going to be installed. Because if you call your client and you say, hey, you know that thing you wanted me to install? Yeah, it got destroyed on the road because it fell off the trailer. Do you want to pay for that? They're not going to pay for it. That's on you. So this coverage will protect you for that. Not a lot of excavators have that coverage. It's very specific to that type of operation, but it's something to note. The next thing is general liability insurance. This is going to be needed if you're working with any home builder or any state or government job. They're going to want general liability insurance, at least $1 million to $2 million in the aggregate. This basically protects you from property damage and bodily injury that you cause during your course of work or anything in relation to your business, completed operations, anything that causes bodily injury or property damage, you're going to want this coverage for. Also, you're going to want property coverage for a building that you own, or if you don't own a building, and let's say you do own a building, the equipment that you have stored somewhere. So if you're using a house or a pole barn by your house, anything like that, and you have equipment there, let's say you tear off the roof of the barn, flip it upside down, anything that falls out is the equipment that you're insuring in that location. So that property policy also has a business income provision. Basically means that if that building or that business personal property is destroyed in a fire or stolen or anything like that, it provides loss of income because you have to go replace that building or you have to go buy that equipment again, and it's going to cause a disruption in your business. So you're going to be basically paid a business income for that to put you back in the position that you were before the loss. Also, the last coverage that you'll need, and I'm going to explain this, is workers' compensation insurance. Workers' compensation basically means that you've hired an employee or deemed an employee by the state, and that employee or deemed employee gets hurt on the job, and you're responsible because you're responsible to provide a safe and work environment that that employee will not get injured with. It's your responsibility to have the work environment safe. Let's say a massive dirt clump falls on him, he hurts himself. That is your responsibility, and he has to be able to turn that into workers' compensation insurance. I always get this question. I pay my workers $10.99, so I don't have to worry about this. Yes, in some states it is not required that unless an employee is W-2, you do not have to pay them, or you do not have to buy workers' compensation insurance because you're paying them via 1099. But if you look in the court of law, what is deemed an employee? If you ask an employee how, or if you tell them when to show up at a job, when they can leave, how to do their job, and all that, then if you tell them all those things, then they're deemed an employee, and then you should have a workers' compensation policy because they can bring a lawsuit against you for getting injured on the job. Now, if it's purely a subcontractor who's doing something, I would always ask, hey, make sure you have a subcontractor agreement in place, and also make sure that they have coverage, because if there's a loss, it's probably going to come back on you because it's your responsibility because you picked up the sub. So, comment below if you have any questions. We're here as a resource for you. If we're not in your state, I can always point you into a state that I know somebody, a trusted professional in. We work in a lot of different states, so you can always reach out to us. We focus on the construction, excavation space, and we like to provide knowledge and videos like this. So go ahead and like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Maybe we will get more views. It really helps our business. We're just trying to help, and we're not trying to sell. We're trying to educate so people do not have losses that aren't covered, and they actually understand what they're paying for, because if I'm not wrong, excavation companies pay a decent amount of premium for their business because there is risk. So we want to make sure that you're covered and that you're growing your business and going to the next level. So hopefully this helps, and take care.